Welcome, Dadas all over Kenya and East Africa. This is your show. We come to you from KBC Channel 1 every Sunday at 4 p.m. Karibuni sana. We are always honored that you choose us. Today we come to you from a new location, from Lamada Hotel in Nairobi. Thank you, Lamada, for hosting us. It's really nice here. It's bright. We are somewhere with lots of green and lots of social distancing. We have kept all the COVID protocols, and so we are very excited to be here. I choose to continue with our conversation on from International Women's Day, Choose to Challenge. Today we want to talk about women and the workplace. It is estimated today that women work at least 40 hours every week. And so the workplace has become as important as home. So to talk about the workplace and wellness, I want to welcome Kellen. Kellen, karibu sana.
Thank you.
Tell us a bit about yourself.
My names are Kellen, Wanja. I come from Thika. I work at Del Monte company. I've worked for the company for almost 24 years today. I'm a cancer survivor since 2017 when I was diagnosed with the cancer, breast cancer. And unfortunately, it was stage 4 or the final stage, as people call it. To me, I don't know the stage because at stage 1 or stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, it's cancer. So I give a short story about my journey.
Okay, wait, Kellen.
Yes.
Hey, unaenda haraka sana. Unakimbiza maneno.
I'm so fast.
I know you are very fast. So when did you start working, for example? And how many hours do you work like every day? How many hours do you work in a week, for example?
Well, every day I work for 8 hours. From 7:30 to 4. And I got employed back in 1997.
Okay, 1997.
Yes.
What do you do? What work do you do at Del Monte?
Currently, I work at Cannery.
At the cannery.
Yeah, Del Monte factory, it has a lot of departments. But right now I'm working at a department called warehouse dispatch. And I do very light duties because my body does not hold heavy duties.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when you started, I'm sure you were robust.
Yeah, I was very hardworking. I was very strong. I can work, and even my bosses knows that I was a very hardworking woman. But for now, I work very little. But I make sure at the end of the day, I cover 8 hours for my payment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you started working, what did you want to become? Did you want? I'm sure you didn't want. Was this your chosen profession? Ukianza maisha ulikuwa unafikiria utaanza kufanya nini?
I wanted to be a businesswoman.
Okay.
Even today, I'm partly in business and still in Del Monte.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you are married?
I'm married with 2 children, with one husband. He's Luege, a very good man to me, very supportive throughout my journey. And my children, they are doing well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you like working?
Very much.
Why? Is it just for the paycheck?
Naturally, I like working. I like to be every time busy. When I'm not at job, I will be in the house. I will do a little that I can. But before, I used to work, many times I used to go for night shift so that at daytime I can do my businesses. And I would make money at that time. But currently now, the life goes, they went down. Yeah.
So you were able to pull off a night shift and maybe sleep a few hours and then come during the day and also do some other things?
Not even to put my night shift alone. I would even work for my colleagues. If I'm on night shift this week, next week I will cover for my friend. We shall change so that they can get enough time, daytime, to do other things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you worked hard.
I worked hard.
Okay.
And I usually tell people, when you are strong, work.
Yeah.
Don't be put to work.
Yeah.
Work and with no supervision.
Okay. Okay. So when did you start? How did you discover you are becoming unwell?
Actually, I will say cancer does not pain. And if it pains, unless it is very advanced.
Yeah.
because when I realized I have a problem, I had no pain at all. In fact, I was taking my bath at allowed in the evening. When I noticed that after bathing, I took a lot of time to feel my body, to check myself, and all of a sudden I felt I have a lump at my left breast. When I place it, it will move, it will move, it will move, it will move. Then it was like, what? And because I used to go awareness of cancer, I knew a little about the lumps and the small swollen growths and what have you. So immediately I called my husband. I told him, can you feel what I'm feeling? But for him, he couldn't feel. Until the second day when I went to the bath again, now psychologically, it's like this thing now it has grown because already I noticed there's something. So when I went to the bathroom, the first thing is just to press my breast. And I felt the lump is still there, it is growing big. So it's like now I went to him again, surely can't you feel this thing? He said he can't feel it. Then it's like I have a very loving twin sister of mine who is very concerned with my life. I'm the first twin, but she has a lot of things ahead of me. She feels sharp. And she stayed at Thika level 5. So I went in that evening and I told her, it's like I felt something to my breast. Then by luck enough, there was a friend who was covering that, the night duty, Dr. Priscilla. We went to her. She's a family friend of ours. And I told her, Priscilla, please, can you feel what I'm feeling? Then until akaniambia, now I have to send you somewhere else, we went for the scan, so that you can know exactly what it is. But doctors are very clever. He didn't show any
no emotion.
No emotion to show me that there's something bad. And yeah, let's do this. You be sacked. There's no problem, Kellen. She's a very loving lady. So the following day, I woke up in the morning, I went to Dr. Mutonga in Thika, akanifanya mammogram, alafu akasema it's not very clear, akafanya ultrasound. Then it's like akanibia resort. Then I asked her, Dr. Mutonga, is this one what is called cancer? I'm here, no, me I don't know. Mine was just to scan. So take to a doctor. So there is a doctor at Thika level 5 called Dr. Mulingwa. He's a surgeon. I went to him, to his clinic. By that time, the government hospitals, they were on strike. So you are looking where you can get help from. So I went to his clinic, and I met him. I gave him the scan, and it's like, now, Kellen, we are going to get a biopsy. I knew little about what is biopsy. It is a medical term. Then he would explain to me. Tutatoa, tutadunga, tutoa, what and what and what. What it's like, now, are you going to take out my breast? No, Kellen, we are going to get them biopsy only. Somehow I was not very comfortable, but God's grace was filling me slowly. So I went ahead and I went and got admitted at Njangiru hospital. He came and got the biopsy. Then I had to wait for 10 days. During those 10 days, I was just praying day and night. God, let it not be cancer. God, let it not be cancer. Then my husband will comfort me and tell me, don't mind. Hii ni mafuta tu, it's not something, it's mafuta tu. By the way, I was not down. I would do everything. But bearing in mind, there's something still I'm waiting.
At the back of your mind?
Yes, at the back of my mind. So after 10 days, Dr. Modinka called us and told me, Kellen, can you come? And if possible, you get accompanied with your husband. I told him, no, my husband is very far. And because I never liked anybody else to get affected by my result, because I knew this result might be good, might be bad. So he told me, now, can you come with your twin sister? I told him, my twin sister is not allowed. But my twin sister was with her at that minute. But the doctors are very clever. I think he suspected that I want to go alone, and he was not ready to break the news to me alone. So he called my sister behind my back. When I was getting to his clinic, I got my sister first. It was like, now, tukaingia, he started talking to us. Kellen akatuchukua kutoka hapa, akatushunguza Mombasa, tukapitia Kibwezi, Nairobi, akaleta tumambo twingi. I told her, Doc, now I know there's something not good here. The way you are talking to us, you are taking us very far. Can you give us the results? Mbia no, Kellen, don't be very fast, let's talk. Akatuongeleza, akatuambia, then akatuchorea matiti, akaanza kutusomesa, akamwambia, doc, you know, you are not a doctor, so you cannot be able to understand what you are saying. Now I'm nasikia tu niambiwa what he said. So at long last akatuambia, no, Kellen, you are unfortunate. Your implants imekulwa na cancer, almost 3/4 of it. So what is it? Now this one, Ken, is what we call cancer. How far has it gone? It didn't disclose to us at that moment. Until we do another test, that when we shall know the stage. But for now, you have to start the treatment immediately. What kind of the treatment, doc? Sasa inaonekana tutatoa matiti. Sasa hapo ndio sasa nilishikwa na woga na with my twin sister. Now we are all alone. Tukaenda mahali, tukalia until we came to our senses now. Sasa nikamuuliza sis, now if it is like this, what should we do? Akaniambia, now let's go back to the doctor to advise us. Tukarudi kwa daktari tena, tukamuuliza, doc, now if it is like this now, what should you do? Akatambia, now to me I would prefer to toa immediately because venye tumegusa sasa it might move very fast. I feel now I want to have blessed or what. Okay, fine. Kamusa, how soon can you do it? Kanambia, immediately. If you are composed, you can do it immediately. Then it's like immediately how for how long? Kanambia, even if it's tomorrow. So I told him, me, I'm ready to do it tomorrow. Because as niona, if it is there and it is now moving very fast, it is better to be removed to stop it. So I went somewhere. I sat down. I told God. First of all, I questioned God. God, he said to me or somebody else, I cannot believe what, but God promised me. And I want to tell you, God can give a promise. And if you feel the promise of God, you come out successfully. Because God told me it is a testimony I want to put in you. It is just a testimony. People will be seeing you and will be seeing me through you. You won't be defeated. So the following morning, I was the first patient. By around 6:37, sikuwa na matiti, nilikuwa nimeshatolewa. So it's like, sasa niliamka nikajikuta niko kwa bed ya OC kwa Dr. Washira Mainland Hospital, a very good hospital. Nikajikuta huko. I saw my sisters and my brothers beside my bed. They were crying and they were crying. It's like under my hand at bendo. So why are you crying for someone who was selected? Me, I'm alive and I'm not dying. By the way, when I came out of theater, it's like nilikuja tu kukaa kidogo, nikafunguka, na nikajijua where I am, and nikajijua sina matiti. But I want to tell you this. God gave me a lot of grace because I accepted immediately. The only thing I saw it can kill you easily, it's a denial. But once you accept something, you accept that you accept once for all. Okay. It comes to you.
How much time did you have to take off from your workplace? How much time did you have? Because, I mean, this is moving so quickly. You go, you are checked. Tomorrow you are, so did you write a leave or what happened?
No, my workplace, it's a very good company in Remonte because once you are admitted, you go to the hospital, you are sick, you just, whenever you go, you are given sick of duties. And they stamp them. Once they stamp them, you take to your company, I take them to my company, they usually pay me very well.
Okay, so you took, how many months have you had to work?
2 months. That time they gave me 2 months.
2 months, so you took 2 months off?
Yeah.
To rest?
2 months off to heal the wound and to rest. And even I didn't report back again because I had to continue the chemos, with the radios. Yeah.
So it is quite, because the one thing about cancer, you know, it is very disruptive.
Very, very.
Very disruptive, especially to maybe a career or something or work. Very disruptive because there's a lot of hospital, a lot of doctors. Many people actually have to quit work. What was your experience?
I did quit back. My workplace, as I had said, is a very good place. Del Monte is a company and a half because they fully support you. I went to my SDH. I sat down with him. I talked with him because I had a letter from the hospital from my oncologist. My oncologist is Dr. Gradwell Kiarie, a very good doctor to me.
By the way, she was here.
Yeah.
I think a few years ago, she came here on the cancer month. She is quite a nice lady.
She is a nice lady. She is. Then I had a letter from her which was saying that Ken, you should not do any heavy duty. You should not work in a place with more than 4 people. You should not work in a closed place. You should work outside where there is frequent air throughout. You should not work with this. You should not. My letter was you should not. Then I went to my SDH, Mr.
What is an SDH?
Superintendent, head of department head.
Okay.
I went to the production manager, it's Mr. Andrew Maresha. And then I sat down with him and I gave him the letter and I told him, sir, it's almost now I'm deciding the job because of my health. And we talked. He saw the letter. It was, you should not. He is very supportive to me because he asked me, Kellen, now, you've been in Del Monte for how long? I told him, sir, I've been in Del Monte for almost 22 years. Then akaniambia, then you are going to work. Just look around and see where you can get comfortable. Sasa tukaongea until we came to a conclusion. Nikapata mahali ya kufanyia kazi. Where I had a very light duty. Very light. In fact, I got all the favors from the employees, from my bosses. This is Del Monte Vatari yote it favored me.
Ebu ambia watu wa Del Monte hawajatulipa. In fact, wako supposed kulipa venye unawauza hapa. Hawajatulipa, wametulipa. So, I also wanted to ask, cancer is very expensive.
Very. Very.
Very expensive. It is not a cheap disease. It is a disease that can take you out. Did you get any help? I don't know if you got any help. I know the family, normally families wanauza mashamba, wanauza kila kitu. Hii kitu inamaliza watu. It is not a joke. So what was your experience? Did you get any help? Were you able to be helped? Maybe at the workplace, any assistance? Actually, tuharambe. Najua tunafanyanga mpaka maharambe kwa maofisi sasa. Hapa ndio tumefika.
Actually, let me say, ile support nilipata kubwa sana beside the finances ni love. If you want somebody to heal, show her or him a lot of love. Me, I got a lot of love from everywhere, starting with my own husband. He had a lot of love to me. He would even get a leave to care for me when I got that mastectomy. And my family, I stand with my family. They really supported me. They would even keep on calling me. Now, if you get a call when you are sick, you get healed. If you get a call from a working place, you get healed. So I got very, in fact, everybody supported me, especially my workplace. I say, even they organized for yoga channel to mobilize the employees, the changa, mia, and you are so many, so I would get even 300,000. It will keep me moving. My family would come even one evening, they will come, they see there's no nini pesa ya kemo ya kesho. It is almost this amount, they would changa, they get even 60,000 the one touch. They've been very supportive, especially my older sister. They may not even mention everybody in the family, especially my twin sister. My twin sister moved with me day and night. Day and night. She would even sleep at my house.
Okay.
Yeah, would even tell my husband now, let's keep off, let's stay here. And my workplace still, they helped me a lot. Besides everything, they supported me. Hata kwa kuongea kwa kazi, ukifanya na wafanyikazi wakiona kuna mahali unademwa, wanashukua hiyo, wanakupea ingine. My bosses, in fact, what made me even to heal very fast, because everybody understood me very fast, with a lot of love.
I know you are still working, So unafanya light duty, unafanya when you can. Are you still paid? Ama walichop kiasi?
No, they still pay me very well. When I'm not well, I will call my boss and I will tell him that, sir, today I'm not coming. Sometimes I wake up when my legs are very swollen. Sometimes I will sleep, I will take the morning medicine, then they will put me off. So I have a lot of strategies. And the treatment of the cancer, it's very expensive. Per day, I know I take almost, that was at 1350 every evening. 1350, so if you count on a month, you'll see how much it is. It's over 40,000. And let me say that even if you hear that most of people are dying, they don't die because they are very sick. Sometimes they die because they don't manage this problem. Sometimes you are supposed to take these drugs and you are not affording them. Sometimes umeuza kila kitu like me because you have sold out of things. We sold many things, but you see, you would prefer you live, you look for that wealth later, then when you are well. Cancer is very expensive, very, to manage it. Because I remember, like now, let me say, like now when I go for a checkup tomorrow, the consult for just to see me like this is almost 5,000. Every month of October, I would spend 78,000. For my treatment, I will be done full scan of the body to see whether there is another, the cancer has moved, the whatever. That full scan, it will almost cost 78,000. In every year, it must be done. Yeah.
So the fact that at least you are earning money, you know, I think when you stop earning, now umekaa tu, hiyo ndio inakuanga very serious.
Really.
Okay. Thank you, Karen. It is so good for you. Thank you for sharing. I know it is not easy. I know you have been going through 2017 to now it is 4 years. 4 years for a lot of pain. Thank you for sharing your experience.
And,
yeah.
I'm taking drugs for 10 years.
For the next 10 years?
For the next 10 years. Now this one is my 5th year, but I pray in God that I'll make it. Yeah.
Okay. We've heard Kellen's story. It is a very moving story, a very trying time, but I thank God that she's alive, she's strong. She's here to tell her story. She's not a survivor. We normally say on Dadas, she's a thriver, not a survivor. So thank you, Kellen.
Yeah.
We are going into a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by somebody who works with, who is an expert who works with companies, work, and wellness. So don't go too far. We'll be right back. Welcome back, Dadas. We've been talking about wellness and work, and Kellen has just shared her story about thriving, surviving breast cancer, and continuing to work in all the 5 years that she's been through her cancer journey. We are joined by Mr. Njangiru, Njagiri, Mr. Francis Njagiri. Mr. Njagiri, please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Pauline. My name is Francis Njangiru.
Njangiru.
Njangiru, yes.
Very sorry.
No worries. I come from the background of counseling psychology, but for the last several years I've been doing health and at the workplace. Right now I'm involved in a United Nations Foundation project on private sector health empowerment for women. Okay. Especially women workers. And as you said earlier on, this is the period when we are saying that women choose to challenge, and therefore we are encouraging private sector companies to support women so that they can challenge their obstacles of movement in workplaces, especially in promotions, challenges of health, challenges of domestic violence at the workplace and in the communities where they live, challenges of issues of reproductive health, family planning, access of services and access of information. So we are asking companies, can you support women who work for you to meet these obstacles and overcome them? And our case studies that we have done in Kenya, Ethiopia, Bangladesh, and India have shown us that workplaces, companies who support women with health and support them to access family planning, child spacing, contraceptives, services, and information, that actually from every $1 that they use, they actually recoup between $1 and $3. So it makes business sense to support women in health.
Okay.
It makes community sense because these women go back to their communities. They become better wives. They become better mothers. They become better sisters. They become better environmental conservers. Therefore, it makes society stronger.
Okay.
And you know, in the African societies, we say that when you support a woman, you support the whole community.
Yeah, that's true. I have a question. You've done quite a lot of work with women and work. Are we getting more women working? And where are they working, for example? Are they working in management? Do they work in lower cadre? How many hours? Are women working longer? What have your studies shown?
To tell you the truth, Pauline, and to surprise you, women in the workplace are all over. They're actually taking management positions, and we want more women to be in management positions, because when we have more women in management positions, then there is a lot of fairness, because women are mothers, women are sisters, women are wives. They are much fairer than us men, I'm sorry to say. But women are working in plantations. Women are working in apparel companies. They manufacture clothes that we export to the US. Like Kellen, they work in production companies.
I've actually been shocked that Kellen has worked in actual production, not in the cute side of work.
Yeah.
But she actually has worked in the cannery.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So they do production, they do maintenance in companies, and we are saying, can women be supported to move up the ladder so that they can become more productive, they can become much more better. Actually, women, if you go, for example, in coffee plantations, if you go in flower farms, if you go in tea sector, women are the majority. They're doing that work. And the reason why we are saying women need to be supported is because they do that work in the businesses, in the companies, and still go back home and do everything else that they're supposed to do. So you will find men in mitaa talking and playing draft, but Kellen left her workplace. She went home to take care of children, to look at homework, to fetch water, to fetch firewood, to do all that. And yet, if they work together with her husband would have left job, and he passed through the mtaa to go back home at
to
9.
talk politics.
Yes, to find that she has done all that. So that is why we are saying, because women have all these to do, then can the workplace where she spends 8 hours working, can that workplace support her to be able to live a better life, to make it easier for her, so that if she needs time to go to take a child to clinic, then she's given that time. Because if she doesn't take her child to a maternal clinic and an antenatal clinic, she will not be able to be productive at the workplace.
Yeah.
She will be thinking, my child needs immunization, my child is sick, so she will not be productive. And what will happen is that she will waste, she will spend maybe 4 hours in what we call presentism. She's present, but she's not there mentally. She's just there physically, and therefore you will find that she has produced wrong products. For example, there is wastage in terms of materials, and therefore the company is forced to repeat, and that is a loss to the company. But if her mind is there, because she was supported to go to the clinic, to go for her family planning clinic, she will come, and for those 8 hours, she will be focused on work.
Okay. Kellen,
Yeah.
when you first became unwell, was your first instinct that you will lose your job? I don't know, because I don't know, that would be my first instinct, that I'm going to lose my job because I'm not well. I mean, if I'm diagnosed with a life-threatening illness, my first thought is, because I cannot produce, I'm not able to produce, the first instinct is I'll be fired. What did you think, or what was your first thought?
Well, I thought I would lose job because, as I had said earlier, because my doctor had said that you should not work in this, you should not. Then I looked who will accept me to this, who will allow me to stay with working very little. It was like, wow, now am I going to lose the job when I have not even missed the halfway of the retire? But by consulting my, as I had seen my superintendent, that's when he gave me very right duty, and that's when he gave me hope. He told me, Kellen, you are going to work until you retire, and I want to assure you will get well. Don't lose hope, because I was seeing now, surely, even if I work day and night, I won't make it, and my body is very weak. My doctor told me that you should not even hold something more than even 2 liters. You should not do this. It's like now I'm going to lose job. But back in my mind, I was telling God, please God, give me time to work for my children. My family is young. Give me time even to look after them and to see them grow. And even to do other things and plan for, because I live on visions. And the company, let me say, the company supported me to that, because if it were not of the support, I wouldn't make it up to where I am today. Because if I'm given hard job, I would have quitted, because it's not pretending. It's only I want to make my body won't tolerate this. But now, because I'm having very light duties, I'm there and I know and I'm brief. I will retire there. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Pauline.
In fact, I wanted to come to you and ask you, I think this is a very unique case.
Yeah.
I'll be honest and say that most ladies, if you go and you are told that you have stage 4 breast cancer, most people, companies will think of how to get rid of you.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, people are gotten rid of because of pregnancy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
True.
People see you're becoming pregnant, or maybe this is your 3rd born. They say this person is no longer useful in this company, because, I mean,
and
can you imagine?
I can give you 100 cases,
Yeah.
especially of pregnancy, from
Yeah.
companies that we
Yes.
have worked with. Unfortunately, not many companies are like where Kellen was.
Yes.
And it starts from leadership of that company. Because as you have rightly said, they will look at you and say, okay, Sasa Huyu, she's cancer, so she will be taking days off every now and then. In fact, they will look for an opportunity to terminate your employment. And the labor laws in Kenya say you can be terminated on medical grounds.
Yes.
So it is very easy to do that, and but many companies do that. And when we are talking like in this show, then we want to tell the companies to change. Let's look at people, workers as human beings. For example, since 2017, when she was diagnosed with cancer, if she was just told to go home,
Yeah.
the company would have lost her skills. She had worked for that company for 24 years, from what she said. So they would have lost her skills. Imagine if they had brought somebody else to replace her, how long would they have taken to train this person to be as efficient as Kellen was?
Yeah.
So companies, we need to look at people as human beings, as our workers, and if we do that to our workers, then they become very good ambassadors. When I was seated there, I almost heard you saying, Del Monte needs to pay for this.
They do.
Because
They
it is
do.
free airtime.
It is true.
And
Because they are
yet,
getting a
Kellen-
lot of free
Kellen is
airtime, and she didn't tell me that she was going to come and start selling Del Monte. So I'm
But
thinking
she's
Del Monte should put a small ad
I'm
here.
pleased with the Monte. I'm
But
pleased with.
it is just coming from her.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
She's just stating it the way it is.
is
That if you are good to your workers, your
Yeah.
workers will sell you.
Yeah.
Your workers, even when they are at the pub and they are drinking, and they will talk nice things about you, the company, because you have treated them well. So we would urge the companies to treat their workers well, especially women, to treat them well, because women talk how many words in a day as opposed to men. If they say all those words in a day about you, then you will be higher up there the ladder in
Yeah.
terms of capitalization.
Okay. I think my other question to you before I come back to Kellen is when I notice that when companies invest, they invest in the letter, not in the spirit.
Yeah.
One of the things when I asked Kellen about money,
Yeah.
she said, forget about money. They
Yes.
supported me with money, but they also showed me love.
Yes.
You see, that's an interesting twist.
Yeah.
Because she could have said they sent money.
Yeah.
But she said they showed me a lot of love and
Yeah.
a lot of care.
Yeah.
Now, we've grown up in a society where we are told, you come to work, you do your job, go home.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about you.
Yeah.
In fact, some people tell you, this is not your father's company.
Yeah.
You know, there was a time I worked for a lady and she told me, this is not your father's company. We don't care.
Yeah.
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 You cannot come here and start getting pregnant all the time.
Yeah.
If you know, this is not your relative.
Yeah.
I think we've created cultures of toxicity
Yeah.
where it's very toxic,
Yeah.
where people feel life is very unfair, and if anything happens to you, shauri yako.
Yeah.
What do you say to that?
I would say that is actually the downside of companies.
Yeah.
And it is not about the company.
Yeah.
It's not about the company name. It's not about. It's actually not the company that is doing that.
It's the
It's the
people.
culture of people.
Yes.
That you do not care about the other person. That if you are senior,
Yeah.
then you can trod all over others and step on them and because you feel you are senior. But people remember. And when Kellen said that you are showed love, how do you show love? As a supervisor, how do you show love? It's when this worker comes to your office and tells you, my child is sick, and I'll not be able to continue working here if my child is sick. Please give me 2 hours. I go and take him to hospital or wherever. And then she tells you, don't worry. Rush, enda umpeleke hospitali and come back. Yeah, that is love. When a supervisor, when a person comes late, this man comes late every now and then, and you call that man and tell him, I want to understand, why is it that you come late every day,
Yeah.
and you're getting, so you listen. The supervisor listens to this man. This man probably lives very far where matatus take long to come.
Yeah.
You listen to him. So what do you want us to do? The man has a solution. The worker has a solution.
Normally, yes.
Normally, they have a solution. If you ask them,
Yes.
they will give you a solution. So will this solution work for us in the company? Even if it is difficult for it to work in the company, can you as a supervisor, because you want to show love to this worker so that he can put more work, can you adjust the company regulations so that it fits this worker? And we are saying you are doing it for this worker who comes late. You're not doing it for everybody
Yes,
else.
yes.
So when Kellen says that she was told, go and look in the company, go and look where can you fit. She went and looked and she came and said, this is where I can fit. So, and you give her that work. It is your responsibility as a supervisor to go and convince your seniors why this was done. But listen to the worker, show the worker love. And if you do that, then the company name, the company brand is actually enhanced because of how people feel about this company.
Yeah.
I said that my background is in psychology. How do this worker feel when he's waking up in the morning and going to work to this company? Do they feel, I wish I could sleep a little bit more? When they are feeling like that, it's not because of the work they do. It is because of the people they relate with in the company. If they relate with good people, they would want to go there, even if that work is how difficult.
Yeah.
They will still want to.
Yeah.
They will still want to go there. I told you earlier on that I have had cases of ladies, young women from university who get to employment, and once they're in their second pregnancy, then the manager is shouting at them.
Yeah.
Utazaa kwa hii kampuni, utajaza watoto hapa.
Yeah.
Utajaza watoto hapa, and it is not, you are not bringing the children in the company. And yet it is a right. It is a right, it is a child, it is a woman's right to have babies, to go for maternity leave. She's not taking different maternity leaves from others who are not giving birth. So she's taking the normal maternity leaves. So companies, show love to your workers, show understanding, and especially for women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Kellen, before you were sick, I'm sure you gave a lot to the, you worked, as you said, you worked hard. You are a hard worker. When you look at the investment that you put into working hard, do you feel that at least you got something back when you were unwell? And do you feel that was a good thing for your life?
Well, I would say this. Being and working, it is good. Because when you get unwell and you are unable to work, everybody will understand this one used to be very underworking, but now you cannot work.
Yes.
Like my employees say, you know, Kellen used to work very hard. You know, Kellen would work even you would stand to look at her. But for now, she's unwell. She cannot work much. So what I did that past when I was well, when I was healthy, now I'm naikuria sahi, because when I'm able to do, they know that I used to do, but now I'm not even pretending. It's only I cannot be able to do.
Okay.
And I feel, let me say that I feel to say or to tell people, when you are healthy or when you are strong, when you are able, work.
Yeah.
Because it can come a time you try, like the way I look at my house now. When I'm in my house, I look, I see, I need to clean there, I need to do this, I need to pack this, I need to do this, but I cannot. I'll just look and I want to do it until I get a helper. But before, I would even work. I remember I used to wash when my neighbors were not washing. I would do clean when my neighbors are not cleaning, because I would wash the clothes of 3 weeks. So nitaambia my friend Mama Kim, unafua leo ufui. So I will use your canvas. I will tell Mama Sam, are you washing? No. So I will wash for the clothes for the 3 weeks. But if even today, until like today, I cannot be able to wash my 2 dresses. If I do every work, my left hand, where I got the surgery, it swells. I just wake up tomorrow and I get my left hand is so swollen. When I go to my doctor, I say that, you see now, you have worked, that's why you are swallowing, that's why you are doing this, then I'll keep apart from the working. That's why I normally say, when you are strong and when you are healthy, work.
Yeah.
There can then come a time when you look at work, you'd like to do, but you won't be able to do.
I think the reason I asked her that is because also as employees, when we come to work, sometimes we don't bring our A game.
Yeah.
You understand?
True.
Especially women. Sometimes we don't bring our A game. Yes, the environment is hostile, but we don't bring our A game. And I think that's why I asked you that.
Yeah.
I think to conclude, because we have to wrap up the show, I want to end with you, sir, and ask you, is it right for you to be told that you can be fired on medical grounds? I don't even know whether you can finish answering that question, but I feel that it is a question that if I left unasked is not fair.
I think if we follow, if the HR follows the law, it will be right.
Yeah.
Because it is in the statute.
Yeah.
That, and I'm not HR, so
Yes.
if I make a mistake, the HRs out there will call me and say, Francis, what you said is not right. So the law says maybe 3 months compassionate leave.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 months compassionate leave.
Yeah.
Maybe another 3 months on half pay.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe another month on half pay, and then after that, then you're given a letter of termination. Yeah, that's what the law says. But there are HRs out there that I know who don't follow that.
Yeah.
They look at human beings
Yeah.
and say, let us stay with you till the time when you are totally unable to do this. But as workers, let us also know that companies do not have bottomless resources to pay a worker who is not working forever. That is also true.
Yeah.
but there is compassion. There are workers there are companies who will tell you, you have given us 24 years, so we are going to stay with you until that time. That happens. That happens.
But then you see, she has also invested 24 years.
Yes,
That
yes.
And that's why I brought that out.
Yeah.
That she had given a good 24 years.
Yeah.
And therefore, when she became unwell,
Yeah.
I wanted to bring that out because it's important for us to give a balanced worldview.
Yeah.
Let's not say you've worked for 6 months, now you are sick, you want us to give you bottomless resources.
Yes.
She had invested a quarter of a decade.
Yeah.
Into that work.
True.
I think we've hardly scratched the surface, and now the show is ending.
And before we end, Pauline,
Yes.
I would like to say something.
Yes, please.
Something burning. I would tell people, cancer is not a death sentence.
Yes.
People who are suffering from cancer, you should not think that always they think on death, on death, on death. Look on positive things and think of how you can get well. If you are positive, if you have positive attitudes, especially to people and to community, let me say to community, you make up and you make it. And if you become unwell, don't get quiet. Talk and tell somebody I'm unwell so that you can get any help from anywhere. And the other thing I want to say, please, when you get somebody sick, show her or him a lot of love. That love will heal that person very fast. Love itself alone. No, do away with the money, do away with anything else. Show her love. Mwonyesho unampenda. Now, don't isolate this person, even in the family. Me, I think I got you very fast because my family, they kept very close to me, and especially my nephews, my nieces, everyone. They were in my house was every time with visitors, every time with visitors. So I saw a lot of love. And love is forever. Love is forever. Bearing in mind, love, it is a command from God.
Okay, we have to come to the end of the show. We'll call you back. Don't worry. We'll call you back. Thank you, Kellen.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you so much, Dadas, for watching this show. I mean, let's choose to challenge. Let's choose not just to do the letter, but to do the spirit of the law. If you are out there and you run a small company, choose to show love and care to your employees, especially if they are fellow Dadas. So have a great week. Baraka.